This would simulate what's called a header. If this would be a window opening down here where you see the laser light, this would be a stud that goes alongside of the header, a jack post that goes underneath it, and this would simulate the header going across the top of the window. They put a nice big solid piece in there like that to be able to bear the load. And that shows you how things should look, nice and tight. Again, it's not like a piano, but for framing, that's perfectly acceptable. That's actually just a shadow there, that's not a gap. But they should have things nice and tight and fitting where the tops, are even here. Everything's fitting nice in there. If you don't, then there's something wrong. Even these two here, this joint here should be nice and tight. For example, something like that is not acceptable. If this was going over the top of a window, you remember the reason they have this big solid piece of timber is to support all your roof trusses that are sitting up on top of here. And if this was supposed to be supporting all that weight, it's actually not carrying on anything except for the nails that would be nailing it through the end here. So that's unacceptable. An 1/8 of an inch gap is not in framing is not appropriate. The other thing I wanted to show you here is you see how the top of this and the top of this one are flush with each other. In other words, they're at the same level. But you see how this one here is down a little bit lower. If we were nailing that together, we would take this piece here and actually lift it up so that would be flush with the top of this. And the reason for that is you say, oh, well, it's no big deal. It's only about a 1/16 of an inch, and you're right. But later on, when you start putting drywall on and things like that, if you stick a screw in and it goes right here, what it's going to do is it's going to pull that drywall in and crack it right here because these two surfaces are uneven. So you always have to be, if you don't have the experience, you have to think ahead, take the time, do it right, and make sure that these things are actually flush with one another and everything fits together nicely. Again, this is just pieces of 1x3, but simulating framing over the top of a window, where this would be your stud with the jack post next to it, and what we'd call a triple header there because you got 3 pieces going across. And sometimes you will do up to 3 pieces to help bear the weight that's coming down on it.